What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? How are y'all doing this evening? Good morning if you're on my side of the earth. See who we got in the building tonight. Coolman313, what's up? Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Shout out to my moderator, Alex. Follow me on social media platforms, Instagram and TikTok, Average Man Unplugged. It's the email for anything you want me to react to. A lot of people were sending me different videos of people reacting to this brother. So I found one that seems to kind of cover everything, like exactly what he said that kind of triggered this, and also him responding to everybody, responding to him. So we're gonna see what's up, bro. It's a cash app if you want to donate in that fashion. Super chats are more than appreciated as well. Link to the music channel. Got another mixtape, got Passport Music Volume 5 dropping the day after Thanksgiving. So that would be next Friday. Be on the lookout. And I always drop them at midnight too. That is the link to the merch, and that is the link to the travel channel. So I am currently back in Pattaya, spending my last week here. I go back home I leave Tuesday morning, and I'll be back in the States Tuesday evening. I'm only coming back. I'm literally coming back just to spend time with family and friends for the holidays, y'all. That's it. And I'm coming right back. Because from what I've seen, it looks like it already snowed where I'm from. So I'm like, I'm definitely not trying to stay too long. I can't deal with the cold. Jermaine, what's up? Passport Blueprint, what's up? Tiger 9511, man. Shout out to my members, bro. Let's see. Money Mitch, what's up, brother? Justin Harrison, what's going on? Jobless Forever, what's up, bro? Bruh, crypto going crazy. Period, bro. Last time I looked at Bitcoin, bro, it was sitting at like 98,000 or something. I'm like, damn, that shit's still going up. It's wild, bro. Truzzy, what's going on, brother? Let's see. Darius, what's good, bro? Arnell, what's up, man? I've reacted to Cooley before. He's got a podcast called the Fugazi Podcast. As a matter of fact, I need to go ahead and tag. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead because I forgot to do that. I'm gonna tag him. All right, I just changed the title and I tagged him in case y'all want to go check him out. For some people, from what I'm hearing, from what some other people reacted to him, apparently he's losing subscribers after this, but I don't know. Senor Hernandez, what's going on, brother? Preston, what's going on, G? All right, man. So, like I said, I've reacted to this brother before. Goes by Cooley, and he is recently on the hot seat for supposedly what he said about single moms and how he talks about single moms, but he's in a relationship with one. So we're going to see what this is all about, because apparently he did a response to everybody. And I want to see what he has to say and see what you guys think. Give me 1 second to set this up. Let's go ahead and get into it. Shout out to a moderator, Alex, with the fair use. Let's get into it.
So recently, Cooley from the NoFugazee podcast had been exposed by a TikToker. I'm going to play some of the video in a moment in case you're not familiar with what's happening, but he cleared his name yesterday on Sunday. So we're going to get into that. But for the people who aren't aware of the allegations, I'm going to give you a taste of what the TikTok was, because it's like 4 minutes. But I'm going to condense it to the bare bones things you need to know.
Fellas, this is why I tell y'all got to be careful about where y'all get y'all relationship/life advice from. Then I'll show you why.
Don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
So you believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4". Only about 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that. If you add that on.
That's why he said that. That's why he talked the way he talked. That's why he thinks he's a top tier man, because he's 6'4" and black. This is why he's the trinket. He's the fish. But this is the dude that y'all follow, fellas. This is the rhetoric that y'all subscribe to from hypocrites. A black man playing stepdaddy to some white kids with a single mother who was a BBL Becky.
So Christmas is around the corner, and since we got a little mixed baby here, we're gonna see which Santa he chooses. We got a black Santa, and
I have the white ones.
And let's see which one he chooses. Same time, don't cheat.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Which one are you gonna pick?
As a single mother, do you believe you deserve a man in the top percentile?
I'm able to do everything else, whether or not I have a baby or not. I still can be a great wife.
Yeah, listen, single moms, recreational use only.
Do you mean like
Time out. Let's reverse it real quick. What?
Looks like you're doing more than recreational use with her, buddy. Or maybe you're not, because you still ain't married her, but you're giving her those mixed kids that she enjoys to make content with, though.
So long story short, basically, he looks like a hypocrite, right? Because you hear him saying single moms for recreational use only. He said that on camera. You've seen it. But also on the Tonight's Conversation podcast clip that they played, she asked him, what makes you a high value man, or whatever, the top tier, whatever. Because, people remix the words all the time. Cooley then says, I'm 6'9" or whatever the height he is and all that stuff. So that's what happened. That's what you see in the clips. And also, him talking down on single moms and the recreational use only. He has a single mom as a girlfriend that he's been with for years. So Cooley took to the internet on Sunday. So all of this was hitting like Thursday and stuff like that. He started off the podcast trolling and stuff like that. You could clearly see through it. But anyways, he pulled up with receipts. Now, before we get into this, I want to be clear. I did a short video on this, right? Because I just put it in the 2-minute, joints that I do and stuff like that, where I respond in 2 minutes. I'm not a big consumer or fan of his podcast and things like that. So by the end, I'm going to have a message. By the end of this, I am going to have a message. But my take was, listen, I don't care if he's real or he's fake. I don't care. Y'all need to stop following dating gurus. You need to just take the information they give you, take it with a grain of salt, and keep it moving. Like some of the stuff, you take it, you okay, I'll instill this. Some of it you take it and say, you know what? Kind of skeptical about this. But when you start thinking I'm going to do this because this is what he does and this is the type of person he is, These mother, and I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about him. It's been way more people exposed than him. I've been watching this type of shit for a long time. A lot of these dudes is frauds. I got videos about this. A lot of these dudes is frauds. So you just gotta not put these cats on a pedestal and just take the information. But let's get.
And I agree with him on this because this is one of the reasons why I've always been transparent on my channel. And this is always one of the reasons why I repeatedly tell people that I don't expect anybody to agree with 100% of the things that I say on my channel. Simple. I'm like, like you do those two things, you don't have to worry about being in situations like what this Cooley guy is going through right now. But I think he's about to get into the video where he responds, man, because I want to see what he had to say.
Get to the receipts because that's what you came here for. Let's get to the first set of receipts.
So I'm going to walk you back into why, all of this noise is happening now. So I got paid to go on this podcast, thousands of dollars. It's called Tonight's Conversation. It's a left-wing ideology, feminist, woman pandering type podcast. Went on there, got that check. I went on Tonight's Conversation in Ohio. It's about maybe 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago now. And when I went on that podcast, they edit up the whole lot of clips and stuff like that. And I'm going to play that clip of why you're hearing this single baby mama stuff. Once again, we're going to get to the root. So all you people seen the propaganda, which was, oh, he stated that he was a top tier man. And then he states these stuff about him being a top tier man, 6'4", makes over 100K and he's black. And then you hear a woman respond and she says, oh, you're not a top tier man. And it's like a gotcha moment for the left wing. But I want to let you know that that clip was edited. So I'm going to actually play the full clip, the unedited version where I never said I was a top tier man.
That is the truth.
Okay, so since
I
we're
don't
speaking
care about
about
going broke or none of that.
So since
You
we're
believe
speaking about
you're a top tier man? By what standard?
By what standard?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm
when I'm in a
interested to know.
relationship, I'm not speaking about myself, but
When I'm in a relationship, I'm not speaking about myself, but
So, yeah, I see that.
Wow. Wow. Interesting. They conveniently left that part out. They definitely edited that part out because when you see the clip, you saw the clip was played at the beginning. I played that at the beginning. Damn. Wow. Okay. Got a point there. All right. We'll see what else.
They edit that part out. So when I'm speaking, I said, well, when I'm in a relationship, I'm not speaking about myself, saying that I'm not a top tier man. And then I go ahead and give some metrics of what women are attracted to, meaning the prerequisites that women are attracted to. Women, y'all watch these podcasts. Y'all watch mine. Y'all watch all of these dating podcasts. They say, oh, well, he has to meet a height standard, they have a height requirement, a race requirement, an income requirement. They have so many high standards, right? So what I did was just give my percentile. And when I gave my percentile, which was speaking about a tier, the other woman then replied back and gave values. Tiers and values are two different things. Tiers is metrics based off of generalities. Values is subjective based off of, morals and virtues and stuff like that.
Now listen, that's some nasty work that they did to your boy. That is some nasty work.
I gotta say, it's kind of hard to disagree with that. I mean, as far as like what women are generally attracted to, he's correct about that. But yeah, bro, to edit out that part, it's all to edit out that part of the conversation. It does kind of come off like they tried to set him up, but I still want to hear what he has to say about the single mom situation. Yeah, exactly, exactly, bro. Because I'm like, that's the reason why when people kept sending me this, I was like, I want to wait till he responds and then I'll do a reaction so that way I can get both sides and hear everything and see exactly what's going on because I've reacted to this dude before, and you know he has good talking points, good valid points, very logical. But obviously when this happened, everybody was on one. Said Ace Metaphor definitely hit him with a spade. Yeah, see, and that's crazy. I did not know that tonight's conversation was in Ohio. Like, I wonder what part of I know they travel around, but I didn't know they were based in Ohio. I wonder what part of Ohio they in. I'm like, yeah, I highly doubt you would ever see me on that channel though. I'm on that podcast. No. I don't think I can do it. Like, cause I don't like Ace Metaphor, man. He a panderer. It seems like lately he been trying to like not pander so much, but I'm like, I'm cool.
We're gonna play both back to back together. Let's watch both of those.
The truth.
Okay, so since
I
we're
don't
speaking
care about
about
going broke or none of that.
so since
You
we're
believe
speaking about
you believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
By what standard?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm
one, I'm in a
interested to know.
relationship. I'm not speaking about myself, but
When I'm in a relationship, I'm not speaking about myself, but
don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
You believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that. If you add that on.
So what you see there is, I want to call it rage bait because they know what'll get the blood flowing through the people. They know what'll get their audience going and stuff like that. They know how to make him look like the villain. Yep. Even though naturally they know how on to that twist podcast, it, how to be edit it, to sensationalize it, to amp the people up, to get more clicks and views, comments, engagement, things of that nature. So that's what they did. Now, he has more receipts, so we will get to the next one.
That ain't me. I don't stand for this, but then they go head out and do it. That's what a hypocrite is. Just want to let y'all know. That is true. We can all agree to that. So all of these podcasts that's making reactions to me, they saying that I'm hypocritical because they think that, oh, here's another red pill guy making talking points like all of these other podcasts. So he must view himself as like a bachelor and this high value guy, where if you watch NoFugazee, I'm not a bachelor. I have a family. I'm a family guy. I'm a father. So my values and everything that I embody is much different from these other type of red pill podcasts that y'all watch. But it's a lot of low IQ people that would think that, he's hypocritical, man. And most of them, I would say, bro, they don't even watch, like most of the naysayers that's been out, they don't even watch long format content. Okay, so now let's go to the single baby mom stuff, right? So some of you are probably thinking like, well, he's been hiding his family and stuff. Bro, I have almost 2 million followers on my TikTok channel. And it's been like that since, 2020 or 2021?
Hold on. So you mean to tell me that man got over 2 million followers with him and his girl, and they've been running that channel on TikTok longer than his podcast been out? Because his podcast ain't been out that long. That's interesting, man. Okay, man. So, all right. So in reality, he wasn't even hiding his relationship with her. Just, I guess it just kind of, I don't know. I guess it just didn't pop on anybody's feed because the content he does with his girl is far different than the manosphere RP content that he does. So if you watch his podcast, you know, the channel with him and his baby mama ain't gonna pop up. Yeah, I just peeped that he got 282,000 subs. So I'm like, so he was never hiding this girl. Okay. So that's why. So now, if that's the reason why men or people are calling him a hypocrite because he hasn't married this woman yet, that could be legit. I'll definitely give you that because he's been with her for a long time, from what I hear. So let's get back into it.
What am I hiding? There's no exposing anything. Everyone already knew about my personal life, and I never hid that. Also, I would speak about it when people would ask me on a podcast. You're in the 18 percentile, like myself. I have full custody of my kid, right? Difference between me and you is I met my girl when we got together when we were 25.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes, so we both had a kid, like we both had children. So we came into the relationship with children, but I was young and she was young. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't have to build on anything. We were kind of just young together, figuring things out into it. The man.
Hold on. So let me get this straight. So everybody over here bugging out that this man talks about single moms the way he do because he's with a single mom. But both of them had children when they met each other and they were only 25. See, this is why, oh man, this is why details are so important, bro. We got to stop this, man. We really got to stop this. 25, bro. And they both had children. See, the reason, I'm going to tell y'all the reason why this kind of bothers me. Because in this space, if there's one thing that I've covered multiple times is how single moms want men that don't have children. And we always suggest that they should find a man with children so that way he could, so that way they can meet a man that kind of understands exactly what they're looking for and what they need due to the fact that both of them have children. And then to sit over here and try to attack this man when they met each other at a very young age. Most men are definitely not established at 25. I'm like 25 and both of them had kids, or at least a kid. Okay, Mr. Mister. Now let me challenge. Let me challenge this, because like I just mentioned, both of them came into the situation with a kid and they were young, not really established or anything. At least not to where they at now. Now, if he was saying recreational use only for men that don't have children, Or do you think it doesn't matter if a man has children or not? Because that's my thing. If you're referring to childless men, then I really wouldn't have no bone to pick whether you was with a single mom or not. If this is your stance as far as a childless man. But as much as we sit over here and tell single moms to find a man with find men that have children already, and then this is actually the case where it happens, it's kind of like I can't really like knock it too much, to be honest with you, especially at 25. Like, see, like if he was childless, I probably look at it a little bit different, man. But I'm like 25 and both of y'all had kids. Because because for real, if he's a family man like he claimed he is, he was probably looking for a woman that understood kids by having some of her own. That's probably why he chose her. Like, I'm not saying it's not completely hypocritical, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's a tightrope, man. It's weird. He hid the fact that he was with a single mom. Well, Pooh Man, did you just watch the part where he just showed that he got over 2 million followers on TikTok with his baby mom? And they've had that TikTok since 2020, well before the Fugazi podcast. And he just showed himself talking to somebody on his podcast about it. So I don't think he was hiding it. I think people just wasn't really paying attention. And then somebody decided to bring it to everybody's attention, and now everybody talking about it.
And has bigger stake if he chooses to date a single mother and take her seriously because she comes with kids. Now, a man that has kids, it's much different. Now, a man that has kids and a woman that has kids, okay, that's a mixed family. It's like, okay, y'all both coming in with baggage. But a man that doesn't have no kids shouldn't look a single mom.
Damn, I literally just said that. I swear, y'all, I haven't even watched this video yet. I literally just said that. I was like, now, if he's speaking about childless men, then I don't have a bone to pick with him being with a single mom, if that's where he's coming from. He literally just said what I told y'all. That's wild. I'm like, yeah, if that's what you standing on with childless men, okay, I hear where you coming from. But like he said, they met each other when they were 25 and they both had a kid already. Like, come on. Like, that's a completely different situation. See, that's why knowing details is so important. He came with receipts. I got to give him that.
All right. So, y'all get it there. Not a hypocrite at all. That's on that clip that went viral with some of these reaction channels posted. Like, oh, yo, he's telling, these women that they're not worthy of, since they're a single mom. I'm speaking about, right, the general senses, meaning that most people that watch my content, they don't even have kids. So why would I tell someone that don't have any kids to date a woman with kids? That's crazy. Even if someone has kids, if you have your kid full time, it's much different. If you don't have your kid full time, what you're only seeing the little nigga, what, like, once every 2 weeks, once every weekend, every other weekend. So you don't even have your kid a lot. So it's much different. So if you're a father and you don't have your kid a lot, bro, it's pointless to be dating a single mom. You barely got your kid. Like, so you don't need to look for a nurturing aspect, or, any type of values from the opposite sex, because your child would need more. Like I said before, I repeat, a lot of the podcasts of which I watch and all of these other red pill type manosphere podcasts.
So he pretty much obliterated 2 points here. And the one thing I want to point out, it's not him switching up. It's that the people making the criticisms don't consume his content. They don't really know him.
That seems to be the case.
They don't really know him. Let me say it one more time. As he said, a lot of these people, as he calls them, low IQ, they watch clips. They do not watch long form content. So the guy who made the exposure video, he kind of fell for the okie doke. So the receipts prove 2 things. Number one, he's not hiding his family situation or anything like that. He has a TikTok with over close to 2 million subs and stuff like that, with his name on it, with Cooley on it. That is who he's known as on the NoFugazee podcast, Cooley. And this existed before the NoFugazee podcast even took off. But on top of that, he's talking about his situation on camera. He has receipts for that. And the second thing is, as far as his beliefs, he didn't contradict his beliefs at any point, because he has flexible beliefs as far as, different people's situations regarding kids and single moms. Now, I'm going to do a longer video on what I'm about to say later at some point. But listen, when it comes to this space, people on the outside of the space always think that everybody a part of the red pill or the manosphere who watches this content shares all the same views. This is not politics to where, okay, if you're a right-wing guy, you have to buy into all the right-wing talking points and beliefs and agendas and things. No. It is flexible. Certain people, and that's one of the reasons I made this channel, because I disagree with a lot of the popular viewpoints. But this is the other thing about that. There are people in the space who just assume, and they're actually in the manosphere, they just assume that you abide to all the same talking points as everybody else. Like, he gets compared to Myron a lot, so people automatically, the dude, I got a video of a dude on Anton Daniels saying, oh, dude has all the same talking points, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Listen, if you're having the same conversations, you're going to hear the same shit. That's just what it is, because the truth is the truth, no matter whose mouth it comes out of. But when it comes down to, certain beliefs on certain things, there would be more nuance. And again, you would have to watch more long form content and get more familiar with the individual to see where he stands.
I want to say something, man, because I don't know if y'all remember Donovan Sharp. When it come to RP content, I always said Donovan Sharp was my Morpheus. And when I mean my Morpheus is, the person that I found that got me kind of out of that blue pill stage, but eventually I had to part ways and no longer watch his content. I took in what was best for me, and what didn't apply to me, I didn't put to use. But he kind of went through something similar to this as well, because supposedly his girlfriend might actually end up being a single mom as well. But anyway, let's get back into it.
As far as all these issues, And what he has successfully proven is even the people within the space who criticize him don't do that. They don't do their due diligence before making criticisms. And listen, they don't have to, but if you want to give an informed opinion, especially on a content creator, you can go off of what you see, but when you go off of what you see, you could end up with egg on your face and stuff like that. And I'll give you a perfect example. When I was covering, and as one of my most viral videos, the plumber from the Pop the Balloon, that was all he had out at the moment. And he had got his social media and stuff like that. And he was putting stuff on his social media. Man, day after day, new information about dude was coming out. Cass was saying he was lying about XYZ. There was no way for me to know that because I'm not about to like Google his name and look up his police records and search for his contractor license in Arizona and stuff like that. And then when it came down to it, he got back on them like, no, they looked in the wrong state. They looked in Arizona. I'm in New Mexico. So like when you get into all of that, like it can get really deep. But
I remember that. The brother, the plumber from the Pop the Balloon show, man. That brother that went viral. I remember that. Because everybody was talking down on them and we can't find Miss Daphne. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Miss Daphne. She usually don't miss, but she missed on that one. They was looking in the wrong state. She was looking in the wrong state.
Anyways, man, let's get to the last receipt that's kind of funny.
One, chick does not have a BBL. Y'all saying BBL Becky? Y'all funny. That is actually funny though. Bro got with a BBL Becky. That's wild. He done knocked up a BBL Becky.
So dude pretty much cooked this shit. I do have one more thing to say, and there's another clip that's going to be funny at the end. We're going to get to that in a moment. But listen, the one thing I did want to address to the points that I was making earlier, even when it comes down to the fans, they have a belief, and they believe that every red pill or manosphere person that makes videos about women should agree with certain things. I was talking about single moms, and I said something along the lines of, because it's, to me, it's an option to mess with single moms or to, have relationships with the single moms. And I said something like, well, this is what I said. I said two things. Number one, I believe the best time if you are going to get with a single mom is when a child is like an infant or a baby, like really small. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the best type of situation as far as a baby dad is concerned with a baby mom is if the baby dad is dead. Not if he is in jail forever, because he's going to get out. He's going to get out. If he is dead, because you don't have to deal with him at all. I got dudes mad in the comments talking, you never mess with a single mom. Never mess with, like, listen, bro, you could not mess with a single mom. You could not. You could completely not, if that's what you want to do. If that's what you don't want to do, then don't do it. The thing that I do is I point out, the pros and the cons and the dangers and the benefits. That's what I do. So even though I made a video talking about the dangers of white women and stuff like that, I fuck with white women on occasion. But I just wanted to make that point. A lot of the people who consume it, they just believe that since they watch Myron and he believes one thing, then they go to Donovan Sharp and he doubles down on what Myron believes. And then they go to some other guy that nobody's heard of. And it's like, he's regurgitating the same. They all believe the same. So they all believe that you got to have 50 bodies before you could even consider having a relationship with a woman and stuff like that. Now, when I say you don't need 50 bodies, Nowcast is on my bumper. But speaking of me talking about people who just believe everybody believes the same thing, Abba and Preach did a video on this today.
I tell you guys all these red pillars are scammers. This is what I mean. I feel like red pillars date single moms more than the average person. For a movement that yells and moans about single moms as much, that's
Now, when it comes to these two guys, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear them trying to say RP people are scammers, because y'all literally were like a low key RP channel, and then just kind of like drifted off a little bit once y'all actually discovered the RP community. I'm like, all it took was going on Fresh and Fit one time, and then it's like all of a sudden they just had hate for everybody in the red pill community. It's wild. And what a lot of people don't know is about their beef between them and Fresh and Fit. I'm like, for real. Abba and Preach are the ones that punch first, for real. They went on Fresh and Fit, and Abba and Preach, he approached Myron and was kind of like, he challenged him on his view of him, and then they kind of like, it seemed like it was spot, because Myron was like, oh damn, like, no, like Abba and Preach actually pretty damn cool, man. Like, shit, I ain't think like he was like, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of thought they were kind of like, he was like, nah, they actually cool as fuck. I remember watching that podcast thinking like, oh, okay, that's what's up, man. Maybe they'll collab again or something like that, right? The next thing you know, a little time goes by, and then Abba and Preach are over here just throwing them under the bro, like just shitting on them. I'm just like, what the fuck? And then that's how that beef started. I'm like, I remember that shit like it was yesterday. Now I don't watch either of them like that anymore. Like I might use Fresh and Flick clips every now and then in my reactions, but that's about it. Because I used to watch Abba and Preach because I thought they were funny, but after the Fresh and Fit situation, I was cool. And then slowly I stopped watching Fresh and Fit like that for real too.
So many of them date these women. Why do you think these guys go either for single moms, 18-year-olds, or are they trying to import? You notice a pattern between all three of these? Mm-hmm. There's an update to
And see, when it comes to them, and this is mainly about Abba because he's the one who has the most energy about this shit. That's how come you see he's the only one talking in the clip. They don't care about being misinformed. They don't care about being accurate. It's just the hatred for the overall, just the whole space, to where he just automatically lumps Cooley in with everybody else. It's very similar to what the other guy in the other video, the Anton Daniels video, did, to where it's like, oh, he's just spewing the same talking points, and everybody compares him to Myron. Him and Myron don't have the same beliefs when it comes to certain things. Some of the things Myron says, this cat has never said, like 50 bodies. But Abba is extremely dedicated and extremely passionate about just tearing down red pill dudes and just slandering, et cetera, all that stuff. So even though this video could have been dropped, this video that they just made, it could have been dropped or made on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, shit, even Sunday before dude stream. They drop it on Monday after the dude streams. And I've seen this happen before with the plumber and stuff like that. When the plumber gave clarity and stuff like that from the Pop the Balloon thing, they didn't care. They didn't care. Because when it comes to Abba, something about Myron and Fresh triggered him to where he is just like, I am going to cut down this whole space and I am going to just wage war with everything that they got going on, whether it's Donovan Sharp, Kevin said, anybody that pops up, I am on their ass. I am on their ass, and that's what they do. So with that being said, man, we done for today, man. He pretty much killed everything. And I didn't watch the video because, number one, I know the people on the screen, are just going to say a bunch of bullshit. They just going to hate a bunch. But the second thing is, they didn't watch no fucking long form videos about any of this shit. I guarantee you they didn't watch his explanation or none of that shit. So with that, I'm done. Y'all have a good day, man.
Yeah, because something tells me a lot of people probably didn't watch this. But I will say this. Doesn't look like he was trying to hide anything. I think people just kind of overlooked, or they just wasn't really paying attention, but he came with receipts. I can't deny that. And he literally said the same thing that I said. Like, say, if you're a man without children, you should not be trying to take a single mother seriously. Most men are gonna agree with that. However, he met his girlfriend, they both had children, and they both were very young. You cannot look at that situation the same thing as what he's referring to. It's not the same thing. So with that, I don't know, man. I'm like, but let's see in the chat. So do y'all think he's a fraud, or do y'all think he's not a fraud? Fraud, not a fraud. Well, I want to see in the chat. Yeah, I said the interracial Brady Bunch. I don't know. We. Hypocrite, okay. Said fraud, no. Hypocrite, yes. Okay. Brandon D, I say that all the time, and still people still gonna think the way they think, man. This is that right there is exactly why I really don't stress anybody agreeing with me anymore. That's why I don't stress about trying to please everybody anymore, because you can't. It's impossible, man. I'm not gonna sit over here and waste my time or energy fighting the inevitable. Like, because I'm really trying to wrap my head, and this is me, and this is me taking my feelings out of the equation. I'm trying to wrap my head around how somebody can be a hypocrite for telling childless men without children, to not be with a single mom. But he had a child when he met his girlfriend, who was a single mom. That's the part where people who's calling him a hypocrite kind of got me lost. But if that's what you think, that's what you think. I'm not about to sit over here and go back and forth with you about it. You got 73 watching. Please hit that like button. Oh man, want to thank you guys for tuning in because I got to cut this a little bit short because I had no idea that these Rolling Loud concerts literally go on like damn near all day and night. Day one was yesterday. ASAP Rocky, Tyga. Who else performed the other day? Akon. Oh yeah, and Waka Flocka. Tonight it's gonna be Wiz Khalifa, Lil Wayne. I'm really looking forward to that because those are like two of my favorite artists. And definitely vlogging everything. So be on the lookout. I need to get this Bangkok content up here for the next week. Hopefully I can probably get that done before I leave and get back home. But yeah, you guys. Again, please hit that like button on the way out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I'm going to get up off of here because I got to get content up for the next day for you guys. So until next time, you guys, deuces. Peace.